Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt with our Friday workout. We've got some monostructural cardio for you today, followed by a little bit of accessory work. So we'll begin, whether you're going to choose either the row or the run, I want you to choose the warm-up is the same, and then you can do a little bit of workout-specific warm-up when we're finished with that. But start off with 2 minutes of your choice warm-up pace cardio, and I would recommend whatever you're doing for the 5K, you're gonna do that movement for the warm-up. And then come back in, we're gonna get, we have 2 rounds, they're totally different, so there's a lot of different exercises in it, but Samson lunge is first. So interlace those fingers together, take a big long step, and then press those palms to the sky. So we're getting a good shoulder stretch as well as that hip stretch. And then every time you step up, bring your hands back together. Other leg, press palms to the sky. Bench T-spine opener, so I'll have my bench, my elbows are up on top of it. And I wanna do, let me rotate around here so you can see. So after I've pushed my head through my arms, I'm gonna take one arm and reach all the way through, like I'm trying to slide the back of my hand as far as I can to the underneath my armpit, and I'm reaching my cheek for the ground, and then extend up and try to reach that hand to the sky. And we're getting 5 reps on each side of that bench thoracic spine opener. And then for chest and low back, scorpion stretch. So hands out like a T, rotating around, trying to touch my heel to my hand, like that. And then we're gonna do a pogo hop sequence. So 30 reps total, and I want you to practice moving slightly to the left, slightly to the right, and then slightly reverse, and slightly forward, okay? But all that motion comes from calf, ankle, and Achilles. My knees should not bend that much, and it should be a rapid fire pop, pop, like a bouncing basketball on the ground, all right? After you get through with those exercises, do another 1 minute, a little bit faster warm-up pace cardio, and then we're gonna do some Cossack squats. So if you wanna hold on to something, the first time you do these, that's a good idea, but big wide stance, toes pointed apart. I'm gonna start by swiveling to one direction and turning that toe, opposite toe to the sky, and then I'm going down until my hamstring touches my calf, sitting down there stretching with that heel flat on the ground on the leg that has the knee bent, and then extending back up and standing again. And notice why I grabbed onto something from falling down. As you go through this, your hips will loosen up a little bit and you won't have to grab onto anything after a while, but make sure that you got something there the first few reps you do. Then some big arm circles, some big leg swings, and then our AT raise, calf raise, and foot cycles. So now it's just squeezing my heels off the ground, and then as we did in low and slow, squeezing the toes off the ground. And then the last one is invert, evert cycles. So if you zoom in on my toes, what you see is my feet going out to the outside, my feet going into the inside. Knees should stay straight on this one, and you should feel the muscles on the side of your calf on either side of it work up a lot when you do that. And that is some of those little exercises we do that can help to prevent ankle sprains or just strengthen up your lower extremities and your feet to prevent or treat plantar fasciitis, okay? So now we're gonna pick one of these 2 5Ks. Do not have to do both of them. 5K row, 5K run, either one is a wonderful benchmark, very similar time domains. Some people are way more comfortable with one, so you gotta kind of choose what you wanna do for today. Do you wanna do the one that is scary and you don't feel like doing it and you haven't trained for it? Or do you wanna do the one that like, oh, I'm a little bit more comfortable with this version of it and I wanna like try and beat my old best time or see where I'm at for this year? Your choice on that, and there's merit in both of them. So I believe sometimes you should play to your strengths and sometimes you should chase down your weaknesses, and you just gotta figure out which one you're gonna do for today. We're not entering into an 8-week training cycle to do another 5K. This is just one of those workouts that we should do relatively frequently or on at least a yearly basis, just to test your basic cardio on each of those 2 domains, all right? So that is it for the main work portion of the workout. In the 5K, think like the fastest we will see is probably in like the 18-minute range for a row, but the longest we could see could be like 35, 40 minutes on a run. The runs can take a lot longer than the rowing typically does, right? So in that range, anywhere in there. But again, steady state cardio at a faster pace than what we were doing yesterday with low and slow. So low and slow, we're trying to maintain that 120 to 140 heart rate. On a 5K, we're trying to hit your VO2 max, right? We're trying to work you as hard as we can aerobically so that when you're done, you are done, right? Okay, when you're done, single leg RDL with either a dumbbell or a kettlebell. So I've got my kettlebell. I'm just doing my Romanian deadlift with one leg, trying to keep that leg out behind me as straight as possible and reaching, squeezing with the glute on that leg that's moving for 6 or 8 reps on each side. Prone angels is next. So I'll be on the ground, my face down, and I'm squeezing my hands and my shoulders away from the ground and extending my arms straight up over my head. If you want to make this a little harder, you grab just a tiny little plate, like a 2.5 pound plate in each hand, and just hold it and get your hands as far away from the ground as you can. But make sure that we're not arching. I don't want you to arch up like a cobra. I want the motion to come from the shoulders and not from the upper back or the middle back on that one. Candlesticks are next. So this one can be a little tricky, but use the red mats to elevate the surface that you land on. But it's essentially like a controlled roll to your back and then roll back up to your feet. So I'll start standing up, squat down, roll to my back to my feet, and stand tall as 1 rep. You can make that harder by only using one leg. You can make it easier by elevating the position of your butt relative to your heels. Okay, so there's a lot of different variations on that one. Next one is some skin the cats. So skin the cat is a shoulder exercise, a stability exercise, also a core exercise. We're working on rolling through the rings. So we have to have a good tight grip on the rings. I would say, like, at the minimum, I want everyone working on hanging from the rings and trying to get upside down, even if they have to walk through. I'll show you a couple different versions of it, right? But for the skin the cat, the basic version is I'm sitting on the ground, I pull up, roll through, touch my toes, and then roll back to the starting position, okay? And I'll give you the cheat code for the first rep that you ever do is to hang your body through the rings. You just walked out of frame, right? Let me go on this next one. All right, so hang your body from the rings with the rings behind you, like so. Palms facing upward, and then I'm just gonna walk back, trying to get my head next to my knees as much as possible until I'm all the way underneath where the rings are hanging from. And then gravity will just basically force me into a flip like that before I even know what happens, right? It's a wonderful way to do your first skin the cat, and then you can work on going the other direction. Most important thing there is just grip, and make sure that your grip doesn't give out before the rest of you does, because if you slip and fall, there's only hard ground underneath you, okay? So just be careful with that skin the cat. And then the last one is alternating leg med ball to toes, 12 reps total. So that's 6 per leg. So now we are doing the alternating leg version of this. Right foot, left foot, trying to get my shoulders up off the ground every time. All right, that's it for today. Hope you guys had a great one, and I'll see you on Saturday.